Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's your old pal, Mr. Butter, coming back at you again. I'm recording this video on the day that we saw the Rare Air Jordan 4s release. I grabbed a pair at my local Finish Line, and I can't wait to get into them with y'all. If you're into kicks and you feel like hanging out, then hit that subscribe button. Let's take a look at these Rare Air Jordan 4s. What is happening, everybody? It is wonderful to be back here with y'all again. Like I said, I'm recording this video on the day that we saw these Rare Air Jordan 4s release. Leading up to today, it seemed like at first there was a whole lot of hype about this pair. Maybe all the hype was simply due to that gold versus white lettering underneath of the patch, and we'll get to that here in a second. I didn't really care about all that, but of course the rumors were that the gold lettering underneath that patch was way more limited, therefore it was more sought after and that sort of thing. It really doesn't matter to me, but at one time it seemed like this release was really hyped up and it seemed like a lot of people were looking forward to it. But now that we got closer to this date, it just seems like it kind of fizzled out. Prices definitely dropped on the resale market, and again, that doesn't really play into whether or not I like it, but it just seemed like a lot of the attention that this shoe was getting kind of died off right before the release. I also think a large part of that could have been because the date was finally announced for the undefeated Jordan 4s, and I can understand people being really into that drop as well. But I knew for me, I at least wanted to grab these and take a look at them, so I grabbed them at my local Finish Line. I had my size reserved, but they had basically a full size run at my store. The people that worked there said that only one other person had been in to get their pair before I was, and nobody was really asking about them. They were sitting on the shelf and all that kind of thing. So I don't know if these sold out. I don't know if they were hard to get at all, but from what I saw, it looked like they were sitting around. Hopefully they made enough that they'll be sitting around for a while, maybe even go on sale. I'm not mad at that. I like it when we can get heat for a good price, so hopefully we'll see prices come down. Getting to the box, I like that they brought this back recently. You can see Jordan's face on it. It looks like it's just a bunch of lines, but depending on the angle that you catch it on, you can see Jordan's face, and I think that's a really cool detail. The tag reads Air Jordan 4 Retro. The colors are black, fire red, and deep royal blue. I went with my true to size, a size 10 on this pair. There for a while, I was always going up a half size on Jordan 4s because they hurt my feet, but recent pairs of Jordan 4s have been extremely comfortable going true to size, so that's what I recommend. And with all that yapping and box talk out of the way, these things are
surprisingly nice.
Obviously, I love this design whenever I first saw images of these. I think the colorway is extremely wearable. One of my most worn pairs of 4s are the Bread Reimagine 4s that I have on feet right now, and they're just easy to rock casually. They go with a lot of different outfits. Throw them on with some jeans and they look really good, and I think this pair is going to be the same way. I just think the colorway is going to be really versatile, and it is something different. While we're talking about the colorway, it definitely does fit right alongside of the other Rare Air collections that we've seen. So far we've looked at the Rare Air 1s, the Rare Air 3s, and now the Rare Air 4s. This is without a doubt my favorite of the Rare Air collection that I've had yet. Like I already touched on briefly, there was a lot of buzz about what color the lettering was going to be underneath of these patches. I really could not care less because I don't think I'm going to wear these without the patches on there, but just to show y'all what I'm talking about, I did get white lettering. I looked at a handful of pairs there at my local store, and they all had the white lettering. I didn't see any in person yet that have the gold lettering there underneath. If you got a pair of these and were able to get that gold lettering, let me know that down in the comments. Also, let me know if you got them and you got the white lettering. I'm just interested in hearing what the ratio is of gold to white pairs. I heard some people say 20%. Some people said it was going to be less than that, like 10%. But then I saw a whole bunch of people that got early pairs had the gold letters. So I don't know what to believe. I just know the pairs that I saw in person, they all had white lettering underneath. One thing that really surprised me whenever I first got these in hand is the materials are way better than I was anticipating. I was pretty sure that these were going to come with that Durabuck or the fake synthetic nubuck that Jordan Brand puts on fours a lot of times. This is actually a black nubuck for the material on the base of the shoe, and it feels like it's a decent quality. Whenever I feel it, it really reminds me of the Lightning 4 material, and I was a big fan of that nubuck. I think it's really nice on this pair too. The one thing I will say about having a genuine material for the base of this upper is they do look a little bit ashy, like in comparison to the Thunder 4s, White Thunders, whatever pair you want to look at. I just feel like a genuine material most of the time looks a little bit more ashy than what a synthetic material is going to. As far as the overall QC on this pair goes, I think they look great, and I'm really pleased with what I got. Starting at the outsole, we see the same tread pattern that we always get on Jordan 4s. We do have some red here at the stars in the front, and then at the heel. Then on the perimeter of the midfoot, it's a nice gray color. And then we have this herringbone pod underneath the forefoot that's blue in color as well. At the midfoot, it is a sail color, and then it's got that blue Nike branding there. We did get Nike Air on these instead of getting that Jordan Brand Jumpman, so I like that as well. On the left shoe, it came with a hang tag, and instead of being that reddish orange color, it's a blue color to match the shoes. But then as we come up to the midsole, we can see that some of that gray rubber wraps up to the side of the shoe. That's met by areas of blue painted foam. And then towards the back of the shoe, surrounding that visible air unit, we have a sail painted foam. And just above that, it's a black painted foam. But all the paint looks really, really neat. And that air unit is nice and clear. I think it came out very clean. Up towards the front of the shoe, we do have an overlay of a short-haired suede. It's like a dark charcoal color, and I really like the change in texture that that gives. And like I said, for the base of this upper, it's like a black nubuck, and I really like the texture that we have on there. And again, I'm just really pleased with the quality of that material. I thought for sure it would be something synthetic. We do have that netting at the base of the tongue, and then on the side panels, like we always see on Jordan 4s, it's a black on black color. The base of our eyelets have a red accent, and then the wings up here at the top are a black color. We got flat black laces that came in this pair, but they also gave us a spare set of flat blue laces. On the heel of the shoe, we do have a royal blue heel tab, and again, it's got the Nike Air branding on it. And as I already showed you, these do come with that Velcro patch on the top of the tongue. The sock liner is blue, and then the insole is also blue, and it says Rare Air in white letters down there. All right, well, I flew through that because my camera is about to shut off from being overheated. It is cooking out here. Let me know if you grabbed a pair of these or if you just passed. I know a lot of people passed because they're waiting on the undefeated 4s, but I think this is a great looking pair, and I think the Jordan Brand did these well. It did sound like numbers were going to be really high, but again, I don't think that's a bad thing because I like it when we're able to get nice retros that are on sale or else cheaper via the resale market. But anyhow, let me know what you all think about these. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. I'm out.